So it's unexpected, but I'm going to go with it. So what has Rachel come to mean for you on these trips with all this time together?
Your answer. A lot depends on this answer.
Ow! Companionship. Actually wanting to be with someone. This trip has actually proved to me more so that there's somebody that I'm actually willing to travel with, but also, like, I love Rachel so much that I'm still here on this trip. I've never, so I wouldn't say put myself through, but I've never gone this long, like, travelling in sort of one or two countries. Yeah. If I was on any of my solo trips, I wouldn't be here. I'll be way further south. But yes, and that's, and it really shows to me just how much Rach means to me.
He's willing to be miserable for months in order to stay with me. Oh.
I wouldn't use the word miserable.
No.
But I don't know, a version of it, or I'm willing to not. I don't know. I can't think of a.
I think it's just because the sceneries have been very similar. Being in Canada and the States, we can really relate to it compared to England. So I think we're both kind of wanting a change, a culture shock, a new language, new food, loads of things like that. So I think it's not that it can become stagnant. It can just be. I think you just crave something new, don't you? And I think that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
And the thing is, with your Ed's other trip, he didn't spend longer than 1 month in any country, and that was for 8 months. Country after country after country. Whereas I was in Australia for a year. I'm used to sort of being in one place for longer. So.
Yeah, this is also the longest. It's the longest amount of time I've ever spent away from home as well. Now, home for me isn't a close knit family and things. It's home for me is like
your shed.
Yeah. Here's my shed. I am an engineer. I need to make things. I need to think about things. I need to solve problems. So for me, it's going into my shed. It's building something, thinking something, solving problems, and really, like hearing about a new technology and like buying the development kit for it and taking it apart and things, which I got from changing country it was every month at a maximum. Whereas often it was only like 2 weeks. I would change food, culture.
So you've got new challenges.
Police,
that's probably what
language.
It is. That's what's missing now. It's the challenges.
Yeah. Alphabet. It was all of those things. But whereas also on this trip, it's the first time I've ever gone through an English-speaking country. So I can go into a hardware store and I need to get a bolt which is exactly this long, and within 30 seconds I will know if they've got it because I can ask them.
And you know what everything is on the menu, so it's not a challenge if you can eat it or not.
Yeah, so food, there's no actual challenge there. It's what is the exact food that I want I've done, rather than making the animal noises for like chicken and eggs. And
that's the thing with travelling though, you learn what makes you tick, you learn how you work, what you need to keep busy, to keep happy, to keep going, and that is for you for challenges, isn't it? Something to work on, something for your mind to work on. It's because Ed doesn't do standby, whereas I can sit and just observe and just be. You like to be busy, don't you? You like to be learning something new or having a challenge, so that does apply to how this trip is at the moment, I guess. So, but you might get more than you bargained for when further south. You go, I wish someone just spoke English. I just want to eat something that's edible.
But I've also never been in a scenario where it's so sort of chaotic that I've gone like, oh, I wish it was like so much easier, because I've always revelled in it. Which is why, and it's why a lot of my friends, if they needed something repairing on their car, like the brakes, they would bring it over my place, just because they know that when that bolt is stuck, I will spend 2 hours with a socket and a blowtorch and some oil, and I will sit there for 2 hours doing it, because I know that it can be done and it's now a puzzle.
And you had a lot of patience. It's funny, Ed's patience levels have gone down and mine have gone up. I think you'd break the bolt now.
I have just regained the ability to change tyres though. I couldn't do that for about 6-7 months of this trip. because I didn't have the patience anymore. I just put a hole in every single tube because I was annoyed at the tyre. It was the tyre's fault. This tyre is self-aware and it hates me.
So you think this bike is self-aware?
Yeah. So I will just go, well, you know, if there isn't a good way to fix it, then I might as well just jump up and down on the tyre lever. And I know that being...
And that's where I'm like, calm down.
Mm.
It's all right.
Whereas that was me to all of my friends who were like snapping brake calipers off. I'm going, look, it's not the bolt's fault. And I now actually understand why it was the way it was, and I should be able to go back to that. So I can change tyres now.